We have some funny fish in the water today. Very funny fish. Not sure what they're doing. They're just waiting around, I guess. Well, that's okay. It's a good day for a walk. Take a look at the fish. But, well, you know, right now a lot of people are worried about the economy. Will we have a stock market crash caused by the Federal Reserve? They may stop, well, the Treasury and the government, along with the Federal Reserve, should be stopping printing money so much, which they did way too much, and caused inflation. So now we have a Dollar Tree situation where normally everything used to cost $1. Well, now I hear things cost $1.25 at Dollar Tree. So the dollar store, it's you know, it's tough on people that can't afford much when the prices go up like that. That's a 25% increase from $1 to $1.25, and pretty much caused by printing too much money. And so in this country, we need financial education. People might be surprised, oh my gosh, we have inflation. Well, that's what you get when you have way overprinted too much money. That's what you're going to get. And you're lucky if you don't have hyperinflation and people, you know, don't want to use your money anymore and start maybe moving over to cryptocurrency, and maybe instead of savings they would try to use gold as a savings tool. And so anyway, there's a real tragedy there, that people just, they don't have financial education. Either that, or maybe they do understand. The wealthy people that control the Federal Reserve, definitely they're making a lot of money, and people that work for the Treasury and work for the United States government, they're getting paid pretty well. But it doesn't mean that they're necessarily smart, and doesn't mean that they have good ethics, because, you know, they might say that they're trying to help out the economy and the government and help out the country, but time and time again they cause these booms and busts in the economy. And when they cause a boom, you know, people can make a lot of money, and you have very low unemployment, so people have good jobs and the pay goes up. But then you run into these bust situations, because as you have very low unemployment, companies have to raise the wages so that they can keep employees. There's a lot of competition, and the price of everything starts to go up, and so their corporate profits can go down, and a lot of poor investments are made into things that maybe people won't buy, but there's a lot of money. For example, new electric vehicles, there are so many so-called SPACs that happened in 2021. Right now it's 2022, and it maybe has slowed down, but a lot of SPACs, which were companies getting public instead of through the initial public offering, they just had a special acquisition company help bring a lot of electric vehicle companies into public stocks, and not necessarily companies that are even selling products like Nikola. Well, Rivian has sold some, Workhorse, and so on. There are several others where, you know, it's just maybe not a good investment. They might not have a good product, and maybe never have a good product that really sells. And so a lot of millions of dollars are wasted, maybe billions of dollars. And so then that money sort of is just gone, and suddenly people realize, oh, nobody's buying this product, and so the value of these companies can crash. And along with printing too much money and prices going up, then people can get worried and stop buying things, and then that causes a major economic problem as well. They stop buying things, and then you might have a recession. So that's one reason why it's unlikely the Federal Reserve will raise, or the Treasury will raise the interest rates too much. They understand, probably, let's hope, that things are not looking good. But on the other hand, if they want to trigger a crash and then buy things at a very low cost, which perhaps, if they're wealthy people and greedy, they might want to do that and just say, well, we were forced to raise interest rates because of the situation of inflation and overspending, which they caused, and so now they need to reverse their policies, and so then they can cause a crash. And if they know what they're doing, they would move their money out of the stocks and then buy stocks after there's a big crash, and after causing trouble with the economy and people losing their jobs and having all sorts of economic trouble. So we just have to wait and see what happens. But right now, with the Omicron illness, pandemic, there's an Omicron variant, and a lot of people are getting sick, and so that's hurting supply. So even some of the shelves in the grocery stores are empty. It's still January 2022, and so farms and delivery companies, the shipping companies, and the trucking industry, so truck drivers, apparently we don't have enough of them, and maybe even train workers, and definitely the airline workers. A lot of them are getting sick. People are getting sick, so deliveries are slow, shipments are being delayed, and so that's, it seems like a very bad time for the Treasury to raise interest rates and for the Federal Reserve to cause any more trouble. But they might do it, and so it's a real mystery of a situation that we have right now, and we'll have to see what happens. But I feel sorry for people who, they were lucky enough to have a Dollar Tree and buy things so cheaply, but it's no longer a dollar. And what a shame that we, it just shows that we need more financial education, because frankly all of this could have been prevented if the United States had originally maybe kept with a gold standard, which could have kept the money as a true representative, where it basically restricts overspending. So the government can't overspend without basically borrowing money, but if the money is tied to gold, then it causes a lot less chance that we're going to have inflation, because frankly you can't just print an unlimited number of dollars if it represents an ounce of gold for $20, something like that. You can't just print extra dollars. You have to have the gold that it represents. And so that's why many people are really against centralized banking, and especially government-controlled banking. And unlimited money printing that they can do, which basically it really discourages people from saving. They don't want money in the bank if the value of that money keeps going down. So that's the situation we're in right now, and it's bad. It's good to have people saving for their retirement or for other things. That's a beneficial thing, and it's one reason why the stock market is so highly valued right now, is because if people put money in the bank, the value of the money just goes down. And so what else could you do? Gold is not a good investment. Real estate is very hard to get into and out of, and so people have piled their money into the stock market. Bonds are not really beneficial with the interest rates being so low. They don't really pay that much, and their value is not increasing historically as much as stocks. So anyway, it's hard to say what's going to happen. We could have a big stock market crash. So if you need the money in the next 1 to 5 years from your any stocks that you might own, if you need that money, I would say now is a wonderful time to either invest it very wisely if you're very intelligent, or switch it over into physical gold. People say even gold mining stocks are good, but I'm not sure about that. If you're knowledgeable, I would recommend it. And if you're not, this is not financial advice, but I recommend that you get a financial advisor, and maybe they can help you out. And anyway, that's the best information I can provide, and I hope things turn out well. And I would love to see dollar stores stay in business. They tend to do very well during economic recessions or economic depressions, because people need to save money, so they need low-cost products. And Dollar Tree and Family Dollar and Walmart, those places, even Kroger, which is a wonderful grocery store that prices are not too high usually. Those places do pretty well when we have economic trouble. And it looks like, with a lot of people out of work due to illness, we could have some kind of economic trouble, as I said, especially if we have a stock market crash, because interest rates are pushed up by the U.S. Treasury, and then we go through another cycle. If prices crash, don't worry, it's a good time to buy into investments like stocks, and there might be a housing crash, might be a good time to buy housing. And sometime between now and the next 5 years, one of these years, there's very likely to be a large crash, which could be like 25% or more. They happen, between every 8 to 10 years. We'll get some kind of big crash, and the last one was 2008, 2009, and so in a way we're overdue for a big crash. Although we did have major change, you might call it a crash in 2019. So it's hard to say. Some people might call 2019, say there was a correction at that time. So who knows? And it's very hard to say what will happen. But anyway, that's the news on Dollar Tree, and hope you could see the fish, and have a great day. Thanks for watching the Excellent Universe channel, and hope you're having an excellent time. Please click on the thumbs up button, and also you can subscribe, and please comment on the videos. And I have a whole bunch of other videos on many different topics that will help you out, and so you can suggest a topic that you'd like to learn more about. And if you do these things, we're going to have an excellent universe. It's all about having a healthy, happy life with less pollution, more greater safety, and more peaceful planet. And that's what it's all about. So thanks for watching and listening, and have a wonderful day.